Hello, welcome to the video today on the account workbook. What this video is going to cover is the initial setup for your account workbooks. I'm going to try and keep these videos quick, so here we go. Okay, so what do we have to do to use the workbook? First, we have to download it. Got to have the workbook. After that, we're going to add in information from the UH client listing to the workbook. Then we're going to personalize the workbook for an account, basically one workbook for one account. Last but not least, we're going to add in loss information so that we can do injury charting. If that doesn't sound too complex, let's get going. First things first, before we go any further, we have to go out and download the workbook. Okay, to go get the workbook, first open up Windows Explorer, and I have it saved. Right now it's on the share drive. That could change, but for right now it's in the share drive. Go to My Folder, Brown, T. There's a folder in there that says Account Workbook. Just double click on it, and there is the workbook itself, and then there is the client listing. I'm just going to keep the most recent client listing in there and replace it as needed. So if you ever need it, you can go there to get it. You can either select it and copy, or you could just do, if you highlight, you can do this to get them both. You can copy it, and then if you want to put it on your desktop, you can just paste it in here, or wherever you want to put it. You can store it wherever you need to, keep it on your OneDrive, whatever you need. Just paste your workbook somewhere where you can find it. First up, let's copy and paste some information from the LC client listing and put it into the workbook. Okay, let's start by opening up the LC client listing. Here it is. What I've done to save time is I've already gone through and deleted off all the accounts that weren't mine. So if I were to scroll down here, you'll see that it's just my accounts here on the current policy year detail tab on this worksheet, and also on the all policies sheet. I've deleted off everything that was not related to one of my accounts. All right, now once I've done that, I can now go to the workbook and update it. So I'm going to start here with the current policy year detail. I'm going to click in this box here above the 1 to the left of the A. If you do that, it highlights the whole worksheet. I'm going to hit copy, and then I'm going to go to my workbook. Here it is. There is a tab, it's in black at the bottom, that says UH client listing, then UH client listing page 2. The current policy year detail is UH client listing. The all policies is page 2. So I'm going to go to client listing, same place I highlighted everything before. I'm going to click in that same spot, and I'm going to hit paste. And that gives me, that basically I just refreshed all the information because it's got risk grade, experience mod information, policy year, all the information is updated every month. So I need to have a fresh copy in there each time. The client listing page 2. We're still in the workbook here, account workbook 2.14. So I'm going to open up now the UH client listing again. Except this time I'm going to click the all policies tab. Again, I filtered out just my accounts. If you put everybody's in there and just filter out your name, it's going to be a huge file, like over 10 megs. And I use this with my iPad a lot, all the time actually. And you don't want to have a giant file you're trying to open up on your iPad. So again, I'm going to copy from the LC client listing, and I'm going to go back to the workbook. And this is the UH client listing page 2. Same thing. Click at that same spot, and I am going to hit paste. Once I've done that, I have now updated the account workbook with the UH client listing data that relates to me. Okay, so we've copied and pasted the information from the LC client listing into the workbook. Now we need to add in the loss information. All right, now that we've got the information from the LC client listing in the workbook, we need to put a loss run in there so that we can actually crunch some numbers, charts and graphs, all that fun stuff. So I've already logged in. I'm going to click here to access risk view. It's going to pop open here in a second. Apologize for any delays with the computers here. And I'm going to click on one of my recent accounts I saw, Absolute Care Management. And here you see their dashboard pop up. What I want though is the reports. Go into reports, and I've got this one saved as a favorite because I go to it a lot. So I click on my favorites, and then once this opens up, there's one called Loss Analysis Template. I don't click on the actual, the name here. I'm going to click on the Excel icon. And when I do, it's going to give me an option at the bottom of the screen. It'll say open, save as, I believe. Yeah, open, save, or cancel. I'm just going to hit open. You can't see it because it's at the bottom of the screen. I hit open, and it's going to open up the loss analysis template anytime now. There we go. First thing, it says enable editing here. Click it. Gets rid of that yellow bar. That's what you want. Here, I'm going to take upper left corner above the 1 to the left of the A. I'm going to copy. Then I'm going to go to the dashboard. Back to the dashboard here. You can either click on raw data or you can click on the lost data tab here. It takes you to the same place. If you want to make any changes to the any of the information within the loss analysis template, it's best to do it before you paste it into the workbook. Just makes life a little simpler, one less step for you. If it's cause of the injury, if it's location codes, that kind of thing, fix it then before you paste it in here. I promise you, it makes your life simpler. Once you do that, you can tell I've already pasted this in once because the information is there. We're in the account workbook, version 2.14. I click on this corner, and then I hit paste. I'd already put the information in there because this is my second take of this video. But when you do that, it pastes all the information in here. Once you've pasted in the client listing, pages 1 and page 2, the lost data, then go to the dashboard. Bottom of the screen, click on it, and then always select refresh following any changes. The workbook's got to know there's new information in there to look at, so refresh is what tells it to do that. All right, the data has been refreshed, and now you have all the information you need to run this workbook has been pasted in. Now that we have all the data in the workbook to run it, now we need to personalize it for a specific account. Okay, when it comes to customizing or personalizing this workbook for an account, there's only two things you have to do to make this happen. On this screen here, on this worksheet, the dashboard, you'll notice over here on the right where it says client name, and right now it says Centerstone, Kentucky. Well, the loss information I got was for Absolute Care Management. So I'm going to click this little icon to the right, and it's going to bring up all of my accounts. Here is Absolute Care Management. I could either scroll down to find the name, or I could just type in Absolute, and it's going to actually pull it up that way. Either way is fine. Just pick the correct name and hit OK. And it changes to Absolute Care Management. All the data here in the middle, this is all going to be from the UH client listing, and it's all related to Absolute Care Management. You have to do this in two places. This is one. The second one is the Client Experience Summary. Click here. Same icon. Absolute Care Management, because I want this workbook to be for this one account. Hit OK. And we've had them for 2 years, and this is the information that comes from the UH client listing, the all policies. Every year that we've had an account, if we had them 10 years, there'd be 10 different rows of data right here. All right, and that is how you customize this workbook to a specific account. All right, so what all did we just do? We downloaded the account workbook to your computer. We took information from the UH client listing, those two worksheets, and we pasted it into the workbook. We actually went through and personalized the workbook for a specific account, and we've added in a loss run so that we can do all the injury charting. Any questions? If you need any help with this, just give me a call or an email, and we can go from there.